Hey, hello everyone, it's Sean, and I'm here for the opening of 3 more Next Generation figures. You have Data, you have Modern Picard, and you have Vintage Picard. Now the difference is that this is the Season 3 and beyond Picard, and that is the Season 1 and 2 Picard. But we'll start with Data himself. You can see the card front and the card back, so now you have everyone in that line, and I recently bought Khan. I'll open him at a later time. So I will open up Data. We'll compare his accessories to the vintage equivalents. You can already see one comparison, gray belt versus orange belt. So I'll be back. All right, I'm back again. So I have now opened Data, put his card back here, and we will take a look at the figure itself. There's his stand. It's good that the peg is not centered, so you can put his right foot on the peg, and his left foot will be standing beside it, more or less. So let's see if we can get him out of here with a minimum of fuss. Don't want to break anything. Yeah, there we go. There we go. He's still holding on. Okay, here we go. There! That's better. That's more like it. There you go. Got the figure out. The tricorder. There. Have to untape the whatever this is. Looks like an engineering tool connection thing. Maybe it goes around him somehow. And the phaser. All right, there we go. So that's that. So I'll put them on the stand and we'll see how we're doing here. The ankles flex, the knees flex. Let's compare the skin tone. He's a bit not as yellow, but you know, it's good. I think this is actually a better likeness of Data than the vintage figure. And his yellow is brighter too. It's almost like the difference between the regular footage and the remastered footage. All right, here we go. Trying to get the one arm to, doesn't want to, there, that bends. Okay, so can he hold the phaser normally? Yes, good. Don't fall off your stand now. Stay on there. There you go. There we are. All right, and it's got his accessories, which should, because the other ones did, fit in the small bag. So I'll set him up and we'll get the pictures. All right, so of course I will crop the photo. So that is the comparison with Lieutenant Commander Data. Lieutenant Commander Data as defined. I noticed one difference. Look, you see, there is no dip in the front of the neck like there is in the photo. And if you look at Riker, you're going to see again. Oh no, he does have a dip, but it's slight. All right, so that's all for Data, and now we move on to Captain Picard. All right, so this is the vintage Captain Picard. You can see him here. Now that was a figure, again, a Series 1 uniform, trading card. He's going to need the bigger plastic bag for his accessories because he has a lot, including his desktop terminal. So this bag should fit everything. And unpunched card, good. Let's see what we've got here. Now, isn't that fascinating? Take a close look. Captain Picard is not mentioned on the card back. Oh, no, wait. Spoke too soon. There he is. Okay, good. And it shows what he comes with: phaser, desktop terminal, pad, display stand, etc. And you can see he's a 1993 figure, and there is his info card. Of course, I don't cut it off. I keep the entire card back. So I will open the figure and come back. We'll see what he looks like, and we'll move on to the 2022 figure. All right, so I have extracted Captain Picard. You can see the figure here. Now you compare him to the other figure, and he's actually a better likeness on the vintage figure than he is on the modern figure. So he's kind of a reverse of Data. And he stands without a stand, so that's helpful because that means I can put the stand and everything else in here. Don't know why Riker does. And look, his feet are smaller than Riker's. That's why he stands better. So he's got his stand. He's got his phaser. Now look, that's the small Type 1 phaser, whereas Riker has the Type 2 phaser. He has his pad, which looks a lot like a modern day laptop. Look, see the decal of the Enterprise D? That'll be significant later. His tricorder, probably too small for decals, and his pad. Now he doesn't have a briefcase to carry it in like Riker does, but what I liked about these Playmates figures, each character's accessories are a specifically different color. And of course, you have the collector card. And yes, I can't help it. You look at the spelling, and you see that he is quite literally Picard's card. So we'll set him up with his accessories and his card. And get the first picture of the vintage figure. Don't worry, I'll crop it later. All right, so now it's time to move on to the 2022 Playmates figure and compare him to his vintage counterpart. So I'm actually going to move Riker out of the center for a bit, just to compensate for that. So they can, two Picards can stand side by side. So I will be right back with that. So you have Captain Picard, the Picarded figure. Couldn't help it. See him here, he has all the gear, but you notice it's not colored like the other gear is. But he still has the Type 1 phaser. It's interesting, his laptop unit is completely black. It's not gray like the other accessories. And you can see all the card backs are similar here. So I will open this figure up and we'll see what we're looking at. All right, so I have Picard out of his card now. So I guess he's called, that joke is thin, uncard. Now, does he stand up? Without his, not quite. Okay, let's put him on the stand then. There we go. Okay, now he stands. Now, let's see. Can he hold his Type 1 phaser? Perhaps not. But you've got his desktop unit. It does move slightly, but it doesn't sit back like the other one does. And I don't want to, look, you can see the tabs where it's put in place. You don't want to try to force it back. It might break the part. You've got the pad itself. There you are. And you've got his tricorder. Try to focus on the finger. All right, so what you do is you get the little accessory bag, you put him in his accessories in the bag. Here you go. put him against the card back. We put his accessories here and take the picture. Good. So now that that's out of the way, you've got to take a group picture of all the figures with their vintage counterparts together. But before I do that, I might as well take them individually. So let's put the vintage Picard next to the new Picard. There's one photo. There's the two Rikers. Don't have their card backs because I already opened them. I'll crop that photo later. And since we're on the subject, oh dear, the little flaw here, that's the vintage stuff. See, Data's stuff is normal gray, so it's difficult, but here you go. He didn't come with his pack. So let's just move him slightly. And there's vintage Data. And if you pan out enough, should be able to get a good group picture of all the figures. So now I'm going to take the card backs away and I will show you my other plan to commemorate the end of Picard this week. See my idea here. You have the Orb 2022 figures standing in front of the ship. Picard and Riker sitting in the captain's chair and Data, well, he's sitting in Counselor Troy's position, but I don't have a Counselor Troy yet, so that makes sense. So what I'm going to do now is swap them out for the vintage figures in the exact same positions. Be right back. Before anything falls over, there is the vintage figures in front of the ship, so they stand well also. And that's going to be the end of this video. You can see the other figures and accessories here. So what I'm going to do now is, well, tomorrow I will film the model building video for Sean's model builds, and that'll be related to this model, but on a smaller scale. So I'll see you then, and hope you enjoyed Picard by the time this airs on Friday. One last picture with all 6 figures, both vintage and modern, standing in front of the Enterprise B, which pretty well signifies closing the loop as far as Star Trek The Next Generation, because by the time this video airs on YouTube on Friday, the finale of Picard will already have aired as well, and that'll be probably the last you see of the Next Generation crew ever again. Hopefully not, if the Star Trek Legacy series gets off the ground. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the figures. Hope you enjoy the comparison between the modern and vintage, because those are the only 3 modern Next Generation figures to compare to their vintage counterparts. Hope you enjoyed the Picard series. And to quote Jean-Luc Picard at the end of Encounter at Farpoint, let's see what's out there. Bye-bye.